Coming up on Chris 6 News at 5, it's Juneteenth, and there are plenty of fun events happening not only today, but through the weekend. Neighborhood News reporter Tyrese Boone is at the NAACP event speaking with neighbors on what the newest federal holiday means to them. And new details revealed by TxDOT on the new Harbor Bridge. Coming up next, we'll share everything that we learned about the new traffic lanes. Chris 6 News at 5 starts right now. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. June 19th, 1865 is a day when 2,000 troops arrived in Galveston, Texas to ring the sound of freedom for over 250,000 enslaved people in Texas. The holiday officially becoming federally recognized in 2021. We start off with Neighborhood News reporter Tyrese Boone in the Northwest Side.
I'm Tyrese Boone, your neighborhood news reporter on the Northwest Side. It's Juneteenth 2025. Many attended the NAACP lunch where many told me about what this holiday means to them.
A greeting shared by many Thursday expressing joy, happiness, and excitement. Thea Kane, a community activist, attended the NAACP luncheon celebrating the Juneteenth holiday. The day acknowledges what happened here in Texas years ago.
It was announced on June 19th, 1865 in Galveston, Texas, that the enslaved Americans were now free, which was 2.5 years later for the people of Texas.
Kane tells me even though Juneteenth only became a federal holiday in 2021, she first started celebrating the day as a child.
Juneteenth has been a big part of our celebration since the mid-70s. My mother was a big part of that.
Decades later, people of all races like Sandra Coleman now gather for the same reason Kane has for so long.
There is unity now in the world today, and we're still fighting for it. And that it is good to see everyone, together here today, enjoying a nice meal.
She, like others in the city, tell me she wants Juneteenth celebrations to continue to help maintain history.
I'm glad to even live this long to see it continue to go on. I hope that the next generation will continue to carry this legacy on.
Those who attended the luncheon told me they plan to celebrate Juneteenth and hope others do the same. On the Northwest Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tyrese Boone, Chris 6 News.
Tyrese, thank you. And the Texas Association of Black Personnel in Higher Education is making sure neighbors continue to remember this holiday. That is why they stopped by the Care Day of Corpus Christi earlier today and spoke with neighbors about the significance of this day. This is the second time the TAFE speaks to the residents there, and this is part of their effort to give back to the community and to make sure the holiday does not get forgotten.
People do ask, why are we celebrating Juneteenth 2 years later, after Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, so we talk to them about that. We give them a couple of goodies, as well, remembrance of Juneteenth, and then we answer any questions that they may have.
TAFE hopes to continue this event and to educate the public for years to come. The Juneteenth celebrations continue over the weekend. A 3-day Juneteenth festival kicks off tomorrow at Waters Edge Park. The Texas Association of Black Personnel in Higher Education, TAFE, better known as TAFE, is hosting the event to celebrate the 160th anniversary of freedom. Friday's festivities include a concert, food trucks, and cultural and social exhibits showcasing Black heritage and community resources. The NAACP will be hosting an event this weekend. On Sunday, the organization will host a gospel concert at St. John's Baptist Church featuring the Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church Music Ministry. The event is at 5445 Greenwood Drive from 6 to 9 p.m. It's the biggest bridge in Texas, but getting across it won't be simple at first. TxDOT says southbound lanes on the new Harbor Bridge could open by the end of the month. But if you're heading north, you'll still be using the old bridge for now. Drivers coming from Portland will have to take a temporary connector, exiting early and making a U-turn at Bay Boulevard. The permanent tie-ins to I-37 and Staple Street are still being finished.
So coming from the Corpus Christi area to North Beach, you're going to have to take the old bridge for northbound. Now the old bridge southbound coming from North Beach to Corpus will be closed completely.
Once it's fully open, the 11,000-foot bridge will have wide shoulders, bike access, and a scenic lookout. And the Port of Corpus Christi has requested a postponement of 2 rezoning applications affecting the Northwest Side. That includes the Hillcrest and Washington Coal subdivision. This could affect neighbors living between Nueces Bay Boulevard, Interstate 37, and Highway 181. Port officials say the TC Ayers Aquatic Center and nearby park facilities south of Winnebago Street will not be affected by the proposed changes. Port officials were supposed to meet on Tuesday, but will now meet with council on July 15th. And we also want to remind you that we will have team coverage leading up to the debut of the new Harbor Bridge. Next Saturday, June 28th, we will be live from the Port of Corpus Christi Pavilion with reports on the monumental day for the Coastal Bend. It all starts Saturday at 9:30 in the morning. Now shifting gears, we've had some stray showers today, and to tell us all about it is meteorologist Julia Quady, who is with us in the Weather Center. Now, Julia, tell us, are we seeing more showers later on this week?
Yes, we are. So right now it's about a bit of an appetizer right now, so to speak, in terms of the shower activity. Kind of very stray in nature. Not everyone getting in on the shower action right now at this moment. Kind of seeing some small, heavy pockets that pass through Heavenville over the past hour or so, but now still here in Corpus Christi, no showers that pass through our area just quite yet. Right now, looking at our view from a Whataburger Field and our Whataburger Field sky cam here, can see just a couple some thick clouds that are passing on through the area. So that's also in the form of that moisture that's coming in from that tropical plume that's pushing its way right now into the area. Moving now towards Doppler radar, we can see those showers got a bit heavy at times as they made their path through portions of some inland neighborhoods. But again, showers remain to be stray in nature at this very moment, and that heat is still going to be a factor for us as we're still seeing those temperatures reaching towards those lower 90s, feeling like the triple digits. More details on those rain showers for this upcoming weekend in just a bit.
And we have some breaking news coming out of Aransas County. A body was found at the Rockport Harbor earlier today. Details are very limited at this time, but this is what we know so far. Police received a report of a body in the water at the Rockport Harbor. According to police, they believe the person was fishing from a pier. At this time, the cause of death and identity of the person is unknown. We'll keep you up to date with the very latest on air and also online. And now shifting to international news, the looming question on whether the United States will join the conflict in Iran, especially since the U.S. is the only country with equipment capable of damaging the deep mountain bunker of Fordo. Scripps News Group's political director, Joe St. George, explains what Fordo is and why this facility is so important.
One of the biggest questions on the planet remains whether the United States military will strike Iran. President Trump has said that, quote, nobody knows what I'm going to do. But if the U.S. military carries out a strike, there's a good chance that a place known as Fordo may be a target. So what is it? Well, this is what the Iranian nuclear Fordo enrichment facility looks like from the air. It is remote, built into a mountain. And while secretive, the world first learned about it in 2009 from former President Barack Obama.
The Islamic Republic of Iran has been building a covert uranium enrichment facility near Qom for several years. The size and configuration of this facility is inconsistent with a peaceful program.
More than 15 years later, Fordo remains the focus of the world and a top target for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. But Israel has a problem. Fordo is built so far underground, the Israeli military may lack the ability to severely damage or destroy it from the air. And that is where President Donald Trump and the United States military potentially could come in. Military experts believe that the Pentagon's GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator may be the only bunker-busting bomb on Earth capable of destroying Fordo. Not to mention, Israel lacks the United States' B-2 Spirit stealth bombers capable of carrying out a likely strike. Bombing a nuclear facility, of course, carries risk for anyone close to the bombing. Not to mention, destroying something so valuable to Iran could trigger a major Iranian response. It is possible that the United States doesn't strike Fordo, of course. As President Trump has repeatedly said, all options remain on the table.
I've been asked about it by everybody, but I haven't made a decision.
President Donald Trump has said that the next week will be a critical period of time in determining whether the U.S. will get involved or not. Overnight, Israel suffered a number of strikes, including a direct hit on a civilian hospital. Joe St. George, Scripps News Group, Washington.
Doris, thank you. And happening around in Texas, a Starship rocket undergoing tests exploded while preparing for its 10th flight test down in Cameron County. According to SpaceX, the Starship experienced a major anomaly before starting the test flight. SpaceX says no injuries have been reported so far, and the last Starship mission in May sent the rocket to space but ended in an explosion caused by a propellant leak. And coming up next on Chris 6 News at 5, the people of Kingsville have made their voices heard in an effort to remove multiple city commissioners, while a recall petition was signed by hundreds.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
The people of Kingsville have spoken, and they want to remove 3 Kingsville city commissioners from their position. Petitions have been filed to seek the removal of city commissioners Norma Nelda Alvarez, Hector Hinojosa, and Leo Alarcon. 292 signatures were certified, which is enough to initiate a recall election. According to the petitions, the reason for the potential removal is due to the commissioners participating in unprofessional conduct and behavior, targeting personnel, neglecting city policies and procedures, and neglecting fiscal responsibilities. Neighborhood News reporter Stephanie Molina spoke with one of the people who filed the petitions and her hopes for the city.
I think what's best for the city is that they do step down, let people in there who are going to be here for the city and for the employees.
The recall election will be discussed on Monday, June 23rd at the next city council meeting. And earlier this month, we told you about the resignation of former Alice ISD School Board member Albert Molina after, according to a source with direct knowledge, told Chris 6 he shared inappropriate communications with a school district employee. Well, now the district has filled his vacancy. Cody Reeves was elected as a member of the school board this afternoon. He says he wants to continue the growth of Alice ISD. He replaces Molina, who was on the board for 8 years. And the Aransas Pass City Council now has a new mayor. It is Jason Knight, who was the Place 2 representative. Taking his spot now is Elise Chacon, who will assume his former responsibilities. Chacon tells Chris 6 she has spent years with community involvement and has previously served as chairman with the city's charter review. Well, now it's rush hour, and here in the Coastal Bend, we are taking a look at that traffic. Julia, how's it looking out there?
So right now it's looking to be pretty good for those drives heading out right now across the area. So taking a look now outside from our Skycam over top SPID, you can see things are looking to be a bit busy, but not heavy traffic flow, thankfully. So if you have to go ahead and hit those roads to make your way on home, we'll be looking at pretty decent driving conditions right now, heading in either direction there on SPID. Taking a look at other roadways now, heading from Portland over to the Harbor Bridge. Again, still things are looking to be pretty clear, heading in both directions, moving now towards downtown. All clear on Ocean Drive for the most part on SPID. Heading on Saratoga, though, a bit of a mixture of medium to slow speeds that you're going to encounter there. And then heading on over towards Flower Bluff. Clear roadways for the most part on Waldron Road and on Flower Bluff Drive. And heading onto the JFK Causeway, going to from the island, looking at the same easy driving conditions. That's it for your traffic report. With details and forecast coming up. Hey there, good afternoon and welcome back and happy Juneteenth. I'm meteorologist Julia Quady. We finally have that tropical plume of moisture making its way to the coastal bend, meaning that we'll be looking at some more clouds passing through our skies throughout the course of the remainder of our day. And some stray showers are starting to make their spotty appearance throughout portions of our neighborhoods here in the area as well. Right now, taking a look at our view atop USS Lexington here, we can see some of that thicker cloud cover starting to push through our skies at this moment. Again, a tribute towards that moisture that is now making its way through the coastal bend, causing some of those stray showers are starting to pop on through. Temperatures are still going to be on that warmer and muggy side across the coastal bend, still sitting towards those upper 90s throughout. Areas are further out west, areas a little bit more closer to the coast, still going to see those higher temperatures towards the upper 80s to low 90s. 92 degrees here in Corpus Christi with the feel like temperature of 106. 90 over in Robstown, also with the feel like temperature at 106 at this hour. Over in Beeville, you guys are sitting at 91 degrees, but it feels like 98 right now, stepping outside your door. Our winds are remaining to be on the breezy side as well, continuing with those same weather conditions left over from yesterday. Those winds are still going to continue to clock nearby 20 miles an hour for areas that are further inland, closer to towards the coast, a little bit of a reversal there, seeing those lighter wind speeds for areas like Port Aransas over in the Bluff and here in Corpus Christi, going anywhere between 10, maybe close to 15 miles an hour throughout those neighborhoods. Taking a look now at Doppler radar. Again, those spotty showers were a little bit more scattered in nature earlier this afternoon. Some heavy pockets that passed through portions of Heavenville and throughout some of our inland neighborhoods. But for now, things are starting to become a little bit less active, with those stray showers becoming a little bit more diminished at this time. But we do expect that shower activity to ramp up over the next few hours, heading towards later on tonight into early tomorrow morning on your Friday. But with that extra cloud cover and some of those spotty showers that passed through our area, that did help us out somewhat with our heat risk for today. Not going to have any major concerns on that note. All across the coastal bend, anywhere between that minor to moderate risk. So you'll just see a little bit yellow and orange on that map, knowing that still some technical dangerous weather in terms of that heat still being active in our forecast, but thankfully not in that range where we'll have any major risk with that for us this afternoon. Looking at our moisture tracker, that plume of tropical moisture giving us those darker notes and darker hues of green coming up into the map that's going to last towards tomorrow and our Friday and kind of get a bit more heavy at times on our Friday. That's we'll see better rain chances and maybe some chances to even see some thunderstorms pop on through the area later on tonight and turning into the morning hours, even throughout midday on your Friday. So better chance to see some more isolated showers ahead for us over the next few hours. Right now, showers are still going to be stray in nature and just pop in here and there throughout some neighborhoods over the course of our evening. Looking at our 7-day forecast, again, isolated scattered showers will come in on Saturday with possible passing showers into early next week.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
The U.S. labor market has stayed resilient despite worries about what's ahead for the economy. This is backed up by employers adding 139,000 jobs in May. But as Holly Pfeiffer explains, a lot of recent new hires are really just workers coming back to their old company.
If you think of dissing your boss on the way out, think again. That could come back to bite you as more workers are returning to old employers. So-called boomerang hires are workers who left an employer only to rejoin it later. These return employees make up just 2% of the workforce, but they represent a growing share of new hires, accounting for more than a third of new hires in March. It's according to ADP payroll data.
Now we're seeing that for workers, the grass may not always be greener someplace else, so they're looking to return to former employers.
Neela Richardson is ADP's chief economist and says employers benefit too and can save on onboarding expenses.
For employers, they want to get the most efficient hire possible, and often that means onboarding someone who's familiar with the turf, who's familiar with the company, and who can hit the ground running.
Workers left jobs in droves amid the pandemic during the Great Resignation, but quitting has slowed down more than 25% from 3 years ago. The labor market is healthy right now, but future uncertainty driven by President Trump's trade policies may push employers to make familiar hires, says Richardson.
Hiring is more cautious, and when hiring is cautious, it slows down, but there's also a tendency to go with what you know, and that could be a boomerang hire.
As the boomerang hiring trend continues, it's a reminder that how you leave your job matters, says career coach Erin Kennedy.
Leave graciously. You know, your exit is your brand. How you leave kind of shapes whether or not you'll be welcomed back.
As more employees and employers view the exit door as a revolving door. Holly for Scripps News Group, Atlanta.
And we asked for you to come, and you came through. Coming up, a look at our neighborhood news tours.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back. We asked you to come and you did. Today we kicked off our neighborhood news tours, starting off on Padre Island with Aaron Holly.
That was a first.
Our neighborhood listening tour was held at Kaladi's Coffee on Padre Island this morning. Neighbors were invited out to talk to Aaron about ideas for future stories, community concerns, and just to have a conversation with her. A main concern, finding an alternate route onto the island.
I think we definitely need a new way to get out to the island, because when that accident happened on the bridge, it took us 4.5 hours to go all the way around and end up back here, you know, going through Port Aransas and stuff.
Now, this is just one of many we plan to hold across the coastal bend in the coming months, and we want to hear from you. Hopefully, we see you all there. All righty, Julia. So Hot day today. Did the island see some showers?
No, we didn't see too much any shower activity on the island, but we are seeing it mostly for inland neighborhoods right now. We saw a strong, mini strong pocket that went through by Hebbronville earlier this afternoon, but for most of us, we didn't really all get to see that shower activity just quite yet, but we'll all have more opportunities later on late tonight into early tomorrow morning on our Friday. We'll start to see more isolated to wide scattered showers that are going to pass through the coastal bend. And even after that, if you still aren't one of those lucky neighborhoods to see that shower activity, we'll have daily rain chances that are going to last to the early part of next week, but temperatures are still going to remain to be on that higher side, still reaching towards those lower 90s.
All righty. Well, still hot.
Still hot. But
Very
South
hot.
Texas, we can't change that one.
Yeah, we can't. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you here at 6 o'clock. Have a good one.